good, y'all? Welcome. Deadass though podcast, episode 119 in the motherfucking building. Y'all already know. Kel's in the building, Nisa in the building.
Hi.
Jay's in the building. What's going on? What's good, y'all?
No appointments today.
No appointments.
No, he still got an appointment.
Yeah, I still got an appointment.
So this cup that you gave me, Kelly, to drink from,
it's
so
amazing.
that my voice is at its best quality for you guys,
right,
is fucking cold.
It's the greatest thing of all time.
It is.
I feel like a lot of y'all listening right now, it's like the colorful tin cups. If you hear this right now, the ones that keep your drink frosty as soon as you pour it up, that's what they sipping out of right now. And them shits keep you. Them shits are like those Yeti thermoses,
like
bro.
Cup, man. Super fucking convenient.
I need a glove, a mitten.
You be alright.
Fire.
You be alright.
The only shit that smoked mine.
The
only shit that smoked mine about those is that we threw them in the dishwasher and it kind of like fucked the coloration up or whatever the case is.
Okay.
That's small things to a giant.
They still work.
Small things to a giant.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Everybody need them. You know what I mean?
Where you get these from?
And you can get them from
Target?
I think like Walmart, Target, Target.
You could probably get them on Amazon.
If you want to feed into fucking Jeff Bezos being a 200 billionaire again, bruh. 200 billion. I was like, God damn, bro.
Rich.
I'm over here trying
That's dumb money.
to buy a car, and I'm like, damn.
I'm over here trying to buy a car.
Like a cheap ass, like, you know what I mean, alternative. I'm like, damn, I don't even want nothing crazy, bro. Like,
word.
200 billion? Like, bro.
Could you imagine?
There was a post where it was like, bro, like someone can give you $1 million and you can spend like $1,000 per day and you wouldn't be broke until like however long, like thousands of years or whatever. I'm like, nigga, 200 billion.
Bro,
shit.
That's long money. That's generational money.
That's
you
way more than
you can't
that.
spend that.
That's the founder of fucking America.
That motherfucker could
bought
buy
a
the
state.
world. Like, he'd be like, oh, Mars? Yeah, I own that.
It's mine,
buddy. Flying out.
I was just saying, I was talking about buying stars. My homegirl said she doesn't feel like buying. You know how people can name a star, purchase a star, whatever. She's like, you'll never know what fucking star it actually is.
Yeah,
it's so
that's
pointless.
fucking
and I'm like,
stupid.
That's kind of fly though. You go to like a candlelit dinner and then you're like, babe, look up. I bought you that.
I'll be like, I can't touch it.
You don't know if it's true or not. If they do, but that's fly. Fuck
it's like, yo, what's that star called? Yeah, I named it Simp.
I'm fucking dead. He's like, yo, you can't see it till nighttime comes out.
Anyway,
during the day, it's not yours.
Telescope.
I think that buying a star is kind of cool. It's only like $45 too. It's a cute idea.
But the fucking
it's like
we
$45,
revolve
$50.
and that star gonna be stuck. We comb, nigga. We never gonna find that
You'll
bitch.
never know what star is what.
We just know we bought one.
You bought one, yeah. So fuck it. That bitch travel with you everywhere. But the point of me saying that is, I'm like, okay, so what somebody could get for you that doesn't move, and you know it's the same thing over and over at nighttime, is the moon. With $2 billion, you think you can buy?
I'm only buying it
the moon?
if I can make revenue off
like
it.
rename the moon. Ooh, imagine if your dude or your girl, whatever, your significant other, rename the moon for you. Damn, you got large money.
I'd be the dickhead to name the moon the sun.
But how you gonna spell it? S-O-N?
S-O-N.
The son of the sun. That's what that
They're gonna be like, yo, bro, look at the sun. And be like, yo, which
one? Like, breaking news. Jay has renamed. That's all they're gonna say. Jay has bought the moon. It is now the sun.
Someone's bought the sun and named
my
it.
brother's son because he shone like one. It's a fucking fact. It's a fucking fact. So he'll be like, oh, do you see? So instead of a full moon, it's going to be a full sun. That's going to blow. Like, I'll call you Jay. Fuck you, bro.
OD. A quarter sun, half a sun.
You're just going to be up there. Just hang up with 200 billion. I'm like, this nigga can't even contact him no more. It's like he's on the moon or some shit.
No, the sun.
Would you go to the moon?
Fuck no.
Why?
Listen. I'm too scared of fucking flying.
To the moon? Hell yeah.
Let alone break the atmosphere.
Moon, but like people get lost in space a lot. But I'd be willing to take the risk. Fuck it. The Earth is going through shit right now anyways.
The dude, I forget his name, but the dude who owns like Virgin Airlines and all that, they're doing like trials to do the first flights like out of the atmosphere, like just outside. And you can just buy your way in and just fly out there. So we gonna get there soon,
but
dog.
you're flying just right above the atmosphere. And then you come back?
To my knowledge, yeah. It's not like you're on a spaceship. You're on like a.
You think that flight?
That shit gonna be bread.
Listen, when you break an atmosphere, like you on fire.
Yeah.
So you on fire, boom, on fire. Come hell no, nigga.
He said on fire.
Depends how fast you
They gonna need the tin cup all around that bitch.
That tin cup's still gonna be cold. Fuck all that shit.
I think it's temperature afflicted. So
I think the ins.
Just made that shit up.
True. Yeah. I don't know. I thought that like foil and shit, it like protects you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
I don't know.
So
it depends on like how fast you're
going. It would like insulate it. Yeah. It
Look
would
at us
be
acting
hot
like
on
we
the
know
outside,
physics
but
and shit.
Yeah, everyone, the real physics is like.
We should just light the cup
idiot.
and see what happens.
Listen, bro, my whole if this dude Elon Musk can design a rocket that can shoot straight up and then land straight back down like that, I'm like, bro, I'm rolling with you. Whatever you want to do. If
He's
I got
smart.
the bread, I'm doing it. I trust you, bro. Even though these Teslas was killing a lot of motherfuckers, they getting better. Like the self-driving shit, you know what I mean? Because of course, like it's gonna take a while to perfect that shit. So the first couple of people like,
That's not something we want to. Elon Musk go shut this.
Bro, I said it to this day. Like I always like paid attention to what Elon did and Tesla and all that. So I've always dodged like a new car payment. I never wanted one. And I was like, yo, like I'm in a point now where I'm looking for a car, and in my head, like in a perfect world, I will get a Tesla. Why not?
Of course.
Teslas are nice though. They're fuel efficient.
Like in my opinion, I still wouldn't be comfortable with doing a self-driving shit.
No, that shit's ridiculous.
Just off rip.
Only thing is, okay, so like in my opinion, cruise control. I mean, obviously you still are steering, but
it's only regulated
you just
gas.
don't have like your foot on the gas. Yeah, it keeps you at a steady pace. Like one time I was on cruise control and a car started braking in front of me and I literally forgot to put on the brake because my foot was off of the gas for so long.
It happens. I think with the Teslas, you have to do something. I don't know if you got to keep your hand on the wheel, something like that. I think at first you could literally just chill. I don't think you could do that no more.
I don't know, but they had grandma in the passenger seat and that bitch was driving and doing its own thing.
For
she
real?
was panicking like a motherfucker. Yeah.
I ain't making no more.
He said she was panicking like, what did she say? Get me out this car.
No, she was Spanish, so I didn't understand it. They're like, all I heard outside of the car was, mira pa allá. And they started laughing. I was like, oh,
yo, I watched a movie called Tax Collector last night. It has Shia LaBeouf in it.
That sounds bad. Oh, no, Shia's been killing it. Yeah.
Right. 10 out of 10, do not recommend.
Ooh.
Yes, it sounded...
That is not where I thought it was going.
It was exactly what it sounded like. Basura. That shit was not like... Okay, so Shia LaBeouf was playing...
Wait, it's
I'm
older?
assuming a Mexican...
Oh, that's the new thing.
gangster.
When he actually finally got the whole... Yeah, that nigga was OD.
So he tatted his body for real for that? Like, stupid. How...
He for real has like full tats.
Yeah.
Like it means something to him. It's like family,
yeah.
his own family, you know that. Like for real.
So he played a gangster and he was kind of cool. He was like, like the devil or whatever of it. Like supposed to be like the tough guy, and there's like the boss man and then the killer. He's supposed to be the shooter. But he got offed easily. Like crazy.
Shia?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm ruining it for y'all because you don't need to watch it anyway. But shit was crazy, and he had this Mexican accent. At first, I didn't hear his accent at all because it was like so harsh.
It's like Mexican cholo.
Yes.
He said, "Hey, Holmes."
Literally,
like, nah,
I swear to God, that's
bro.
exactly what he sounded like. And I said, "Hold up, do he have an accent?" My homegirl was like, "I think he's supposed to be Spanish," and I was like, "No, he sounds normal." And she was like, "No, listen, he has an accent." And the next thing he said was like, "Don't play with me like that." I said, "Oh no, not Shia LaBeouf." It's horrible.
That
horrible.
sounds
It's
shitty,
like
and he
really
tatted himself
like,
for it.
Bro, like, I'm assuming it was a Mexican thing because George Lopez was in it too.
All right, we can move
LA
forward.
It was real. Yeah, it was LA, so it was probably like Mexican gangbangers, but like his Mexican
El Sueños
Spanish accent is fucking horrible, embarrassing. They could have got anybody else. Why they gave him this role, I do not know. Because there's a bunch of men
was
that
like.
could
I mean, that's why they offed him. Too. That's why they offed him.
True.
They were like,
it was horrible.
Too much. Sorry, Shyla.
Shyla.
Shyla. Shyla.
Disrespecting him. Everybody kept on talking about that Honey Boy movie that he made. That's like an adaptation of his childhood. He plays his actual like father. In the movie.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
And they said
he plays his father.
Yeah, in the movie
he plays his own father.
And they said he bodied it. I still haven't seen it, but everybody that
is it sweet or sad?
I would assume it's around the.
Is it a tearjerker? It is a drama.
I think it's a tearjerker. Is it not?
It probably is because I think he has like some shit.
Like family.
History,
probably. That shit's always crazy when they do like autobiography, basically, of their lives, like when they feature in their own movies. Yeah, that's crazy. Because they know exactly what really happened, so they're really depicting how these characters look to them.
Yeah, and then
it's
his
like,
pops,
bro, when they're bad.
And then his pops is like, I wasn't like that. Definition of character and shit. Like, just relax, bro.
Like, okay, that's what your son seen you like, so you were like that. Why you looking?
I don't know. Apple just sent me an email that was interesting.
I thought he was looking at my cup, y'all. I was like, what'd you do to it?
She said, yo, what you looking at? I was like, damn, relax. I want to get into, well, first of all, thank y'all because we put up on IG. We dropped 2 episodes last week. Got a lot of good feedback from it, for real. On especially on the second one where we got more intimate, it was less culture, more, personal.
Exactly.
Just making sure y'all know that we all going through shit together.
We're fucking human.
Yeah, and telling y'all our point of views and how we're struggling and how we're dealing with shit. So we're most likely going to do a lot more of that in the coming, in the future.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say in the coming months as if it's going to stop, but it's a good way to just be real, bro. Like there's too much real shit going on in this world and we're about to get into like a really serious topic. You already know how we do. But there's so much real shit in this world just to act like it's not happening. You know what I mean?
We can't just act like it's on the back burner every single time. So there's always some reoccurring bullshit. And
it doesn't sit right with my soul just talking about certain subjects. It's just like a little segment on one podcast, and then we talk about music and culture and all that. I'd rather just sit down and have real talk with real people and discuss these things and have an open discourse about it as opposed to just bringing it up as a topic. So
exactly,
we definitely gonna do that more, man. Thank y'all for the feedback. But yet again, this happened 3 days ago?
Yeah, it was a really recent
2 days
incident.
ago.
More nonsense in the streets, police violence. It's just, you run out of shit to say, man. You run out of shit to say. It's come to a point, Jay and I was talking, like when it happened, this whole Jacob Blake situation where didn't even want to look at it. Did not want to see it. Came across the timeline, just curve it. Very, very similar to when the George Floyd thing happened where I was just like, nope. Waited a while and I was like, okay, let's see what's going on. Then you watch the video, you see what's going on, you hear about what happened beforehand, and then you get the insight of, his kids were in the car, got put 7 in his back. Thankfully he survived.
Paralyzed.
Unfortunately,
he's just paralyzed. Not living the value of what his life was.
Correct. So just from that point of view, not to say like this, but I'm interested to see how it's going to be different. Yeah, because in the past, of course, we deal with police brutality, and these people were murdered, and he actually survived, and he's been paralyzed. So how is this going to add to what we are already going through as a society? You know what I mean? How is this case going to change it? Because I feel like George Floyd and the ones that preceded it, of course, it struck a chord in America, riots, protesting, still going on to this day. And then now we have a case where this man has survived. He's able to tell his story. He's able to,
that's the big change in the entire thing.
Correct. And hopefully as time goes by, because they haven't specified whether it's permanent or not, hopefully he'll be able to
recover,
correct. He
God
has
willingly.
Children. He has a whole family, of course. I think he's just 29, dog.
He looks young.
Yeah.
I think that he's going to become, a martyr for the cause. And because he is out of the many that were victimized from police brutality to a survivor.
Yes.
And a huge story survivor. Yeah. Hopefully he's not paralyzed for the rest of his life, but he is for now.
Yeah.
So we'll call it temporary before we know it's permanent. I think what would change the narrative of it too is that his kids were in the car. I feel like we haven't had a lot of instances of these stories, unless it was a child that was murdered.
Right.
You know, like Elijah McCain was young. What's his name? Trayvon. Like those are like children that got killed, but other than that, you know, it's more young adults or older adults and so on and so forth. That people try to like criminalize their lives or whatever, make a reason for it. This time it's like, okay, well, yes, the father, whatever, however you want to flip it, he didn't have to go to his car. We see both sides of it, but there's no reason for gunshots at all. There was no reason for all that. There was 2 police officers that could have took him down before he even got to his door, but they chose to let him get that far and then went to shooting. It didn't make sense, but the fact that there was children in the car and the fact that he survived, I feel like is going to change the narrative and make it better for the people versus for the police task force. And I know I've seen a lot of posts where people are like, now it's your turn to fit the description for police officers. And it's like, I think that's the main point in this. People are, I had a friend, and I won't say his name, but he disclosed to me that he wanted to be a police officer. But he was like, oh, I don't tell nobody, so I prefer for that to be between us. I was like, first of all, I'm not going to tell nobody what you're going to do because I don't really give a fuck. Yeah. Right? That's your business. If you do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. But the fact that you are disclosing like what you want to do with your life, your career, in secrecy with me, it rubs me the wrong way. Like, if that's what you want to do, be proud of it. Don't let it hold you back. Yeah, but the thing is all cops, you fit the description. People really do hate police officers all around for things that I'm going to say the majority do.
Right.
Right now it's the majority, honestly. And it's what we mainly see. You see more so violence and issues happening between the people and police officers versus solutions and peace. When we see videos of cops throwing a ball and playing in neighborhoods, it's like a fucking shock. Yeah, it shouldn't be a shock. And it shouldn't be, oh my God, I can't believe that's happening. They're such a good person. You're a good person for playing catch. Not taking away from these officers. This is what they should be doing, and they are good people. But you shouldn't be overly applauded for normal ass shit. Yeah. If I go play outside with my nieces and nephews, they don't call me a fucking hero.
It's like people like, yeah, take care of my kids. That's what you're supposed to do, bro.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I mean, when they put on the badge, they're supposed to protect the community.
Right.
For that you from, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you want to see good. You want to stop the unnecessary drugs that are coming in and turning your
point. Like, you know he wants to be that person. I was like, be proud then. Be the change. There are a lot of good police officers. I have police officers in my family. I don't look at them no different. That's their fucking business. That's your career. Yes. But also the police officers in my family aren't killing nobody, and they also aren't racist. So it's different. They join the force to make the difference, not to be dickheads, as far as I know. Yeah. So I just told him, I'm like, look, rock with it, rep the badge, and do what's right, what sits right with you. Don't do something that is like, some foul ass shit.
The only way it's gonna change is from the inside. So if homie wants to, become a police officer, that's love, bro. Do what you do, but make sure you go in there with the right intentions and knowing what you're gonna be facing and knowing why you're there. But Jay, like you're off of social media like that. When you saw the video, like how did you see it? How did it make you feel when you saw it? Because you did the same thing, right? You didn't even watch it at first.
No, I couldn't because like I said in a previous episode with you guys, we're all fucking built off of murder porn. And that's what it is. Everyone gets this little fucking euphoria seeing a black man getting killed by police brutality. And then all of a sudden you have the two sides. The people who are justifying the killing and then throw out that bullshit criminal background history or some shit. Like you want to dig up someone's past.
They throw that out ASAP, bro.
Yeah, it's immediate. I'm like,
that was the first thing.
Yeah, but it blew me. I was like, how the fuck could you already have found that? Like, how, you must have just neglected the entire scenario and looked him up and was like, oh, boom, this is what he used to do, so this is justified. I'm like, all right.
Apparently, you have to be an angel for you not to get
exactly.
shot.
So I'm like,
if you're black,
So I mean,
that's not true.
It's crazy.
I still,
facts.
I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. I still have yet to watch it. I went back on Instagram because I wanted to see the story for myself, see what everything's going on, so that way I'm versed in the content and be able to, give a point for where I stand. But right when I seen like him go into the car and they're behind him, I was like, nah, I'm not looking at this shit. I don't want to be another person who sees. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I already know what it is. I've seen people choked out, shot, blah blah blah. It's enough. I just didn't want to just put myself back in the same reason why I left the shit, because I could still be versed. I'm not silent on nothing. I could still have a constructive conversation. I don't need to sit here and watch somebody get killed for me to have a conversation with you. You know what I'm saying? So I have not changed how I felt from the beginning circumstances till now. It's not surprising, which is sad to say. Everything should be like, yo, what the fuck? Why is this happening? You know, but it's like, oh, now it feels so fucking normal. And that's why I'm like, I can't be on that, because I don't want to feel like this is normal. Yeah. I want to get past this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's still kind of aggravating, because now I have seen a couple people that have been on it. When I went back on it initially, reactivated with scrolling, some of the people I know that I've grown up with have decided to go the badge route, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now they feel obligated to put a photo up to say, hey, I'm doing this because I feel like I want to be a community leader, and I have to justify why the badge is good. And then there's the, you know what I'm saying? It's always these, it's way too fucking much. It's all up in here. Like, I don't need that shit. So essentially that's, it's... Exactly. It's just like that. It's just a big fucking bang in the head, bro. It's so annoying. It's annoying.
I think people feel like this shit is just never ending. Like, I feel like with this happening, it's kind of making people feel like it's never gonna change. Because we've been fighting for months and months and months, and now this shit is still happening like it's nothing, and police really aren't being punished for it. You know, like, why does it have to be a boycott? Why does it have to be protests for you to fire people when you have fucking footage and you have proof? It doesn't make sense. But I did have a question for you two. Going back to what happened, and I know you've seen some of the footage. Do you feel like be
specific?
Sorry, you know I hiss. Do you feel like the officers specifically allowed him to get as far as opening his car door and get in so that they can justify shooting him? Because it only took for him to open the door for them to finally let shots. I mean, he had the gun in his hand the whole time. He could have let off a fire, like a warning shot to the side of him. He could have tased him before getting to... He walked all the way around the car to get in. So... my question to you two is, do you believe that the officer waited till he got in the car to be like, well, he opened the door, he could have been reaching for something, so he can flip it and turn around and say he rightfully shot him? Because really, that's the argument everybody has. Well, he went in the car, which is true. It is true. He did get in his car. He could have had a firearm in his car. I get that. I don't agree with the situation, and I understand that it's a bogus basically argument, but I get why people would try to justify it in that manner. So I'm just trying to see it from both ends of what it would be, and it's like, either way, bro, there was two of y'all could have tackled this man. He wasn't fighting, he wasn't being aggressive, he calmly walked to his car, opened the door, and then they let off shots.
So if they had said anything amongst the words of, hey, you're being detained only just so we can get answers for this scenario, what's going on. These guys have a utility belt full of instruments besides that one lethal weapon that they can use to stop a situation or apprehend somebody or detain them for questioning. You're trained to use all those things. You're not trained to shoot first, ask questions later. You know what I'm saying? Because all the times that we've seen this scenario, they shoot first. They can't ask questions. Bro is dead. So for them to allow it to get to that point, instead of rushing, grabbing him and being like, sir, you're going to be detained. If he broke up a fight, you know what I'm saying? So if they just need him for questioning, they can go about it different ways. And I'm thinking now in his head, I'm like, yo, I have a rap sheet. I've been through some shit, and me and cops, I guess, don't get along. So you know what? I broke this up. It ain't got nothing to do with me if they're not saying I'm being detained, this and that. I'm just going to get in my shit with my kids and get the fuck out of here, because I see what the fuck cops be doing all the time. I don't want to be another statistic. And then they allowed it to be another statistic. So There's a lot of I want to say yes. At the same time, I want to be sensitive enough to have the appropriate conversation for everyone to understand. So if they were saying anything amongst the lines of like, sir, we need to talk to you about the situation, you can approach people in a way where you feel like, all right, we can have this conversation where, all right, you can question me. I'll give you the answers. I broke up the fight. I seen it for what it is. I went up and stopped this before we seen another black on black crime, quote unquote. I'm not sure who the fight was amongst the people. That's my ignorance. I didn't watch it.
I still don't know why like they were even.
It was like two females fighting, and then he went to go break it up.
Yeah.
And
so they just pulled up on him.
So he did the public justice.
The fight probably was like wilding, and he went and broke it up, and the cops finally showed up. You know, cops don't really pull up to fights like neighborhood fights.
Yeah. No.
You don't really, you know what I mean? You usually get away with that shit. Y'all rock it out,
and then you just go back home.
Whatever, and you go home, and you either took that ass whooping or you go back and fight another day.
So for that to have played out that fucking way was just absurd because he broke up a fight. He did a public service.
I want to hear him. I want to
hear what he's got to say.
Body cam.
Matter of fact, I want to hear the two that fought. I want to hear what the fuck was going on from their point of view as well. Because of that action and him breaking that shit up. And they know, I mean, you can hear the shit. You hear 6 shells go off within the vicinity of the fight being broken up.
Bro, I want to get the footage, like if they had it on like the chest cam or whatever, because
I think they're required to have it on now, right?
To me,
it has to be.
They're supposed to. There's some places with some people that turn it off either way. It's just like
they should be reprimanded for it because that's the whole point of the equipment.
It's still weird to me because once again, just not diving all the way into it, like him breaking up a fight. His car is pulled over with his kids there. You know what I mean? Like him just getting out the car to break up a fight. It's weird to me, you know what I mean? So I want to know exactly what the fuck is going on. There are too many variables, but to answer your question, from the little bit I saw the footage, and I don't know these guys threw a hole in the wall, but it looked like the age-old, these motherfuckers don't know what the fuck they're doing. Probably their first time in a situation like that. Like he has the gun out to him, and he just doesn't know what the fuck he's gonna do. And the guy's like, yo, fuck this, bro. I'm out. Like you said, my kids are in the car.
Yeah.
Like, I have nothing to do with this. I'm out. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So by the time he gets to the car, like you said, they could have done a myriad of other things. Take him down if they wanted to, tase him.
I mean, even if it seems bad, but they use that.
But from the beginning, he had the weapon out, no? From jump.
He had the weapon out when he was walking with him the whole time, and I'm shocked that this man walked back to his car.
Because he knew
Because I would have went down to my knees.
It's fear.
What do you mean? You more scared to just
because
stop?
If you succumb to them when they have the gun out, what you know what happens when we are in there.
Yeah,
exactly. So he was just like, "Oh, you got a gun out," and he's like, "Fuck this. I still got my kids in the car, mind you.
Keep
so I gotta be near my kids. If you're gonna do anything to me, as long as I see my kids and my kids are straight, that's probably what's going through his mind because he's got a rap sheet of the bullshit being with cops and whatever fucking shit that he did in the past. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
but my shit too, like you said, if they detain me, whatever, what's gonna happen to my kids? Like, I don't know if he had anyone with him, but it's like if I was in that position and I had my children here, I want to make sure my kids are there. Like, fuck all that. And plus, we're in a post George Floyd and all this era where you oblige with the police and you're gonna get a knee to the neck. You know what I mean? So it's like I said, it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. Yeah. So for him to go to his car and then this motherfucker just like, it just seems shaky, bro. He just looked like some motherfucker that didn't know what the fuck to do.
Right.
Exactly.
He could have done a myriad of other things. He did not do it. He's not well versed in those sort of things, which comes down to like police training. Just once again, this is just me watching the video literally once.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I got from watching it. Like, yo, he walked all the way around his car and this man had the gun on him.
Strolled.
Like, strolled.
Like, oh,
like nothing. Not aggressive. No, nothing. He didn't run. It didn't even seem like he was going to his car to get a weapon. Like, it was no type of behavior that seemed like that. And like you said, we haven't seen body cam footage. I want to hear from him how the situation really went down. I think that's what's going to change the story of everything.
I just want to hear the audio in general.
You look at the video, and like I said, I only watched it once, but he kind of leans in. So in my head, I'm like, was he checking on his kids?
I feel like maybe he was getting his phone or maybe his wallet to show his ID. You know, because you have to do that when you're like.
But once again, we don't have any of the footage, so we don't know.
Because if he was verbalizing all of that, maybe the situation.
But either way, you know what?
If he was verbalizing,
fuck all that, right?
Yeah, he had no right to shoot him.
Correct.
Period. That's it.
I mean,
you could have got your taser. You telling me you didn't have a wand or a taser? Like you said, they have a lot of other weapons: pepper spray, wand, taser. anything that would have made this man dizzy in a way that he had to stop and be in front of you versus shooting him and trying to kill him, because that's attempted murder.
Yeah,
they're just scared. They just scared of black.
You didn't shoot him because your life was in danger.
He didn't shoot him
once. You shot him because it's attempted murder.
He didn't shoot him twice.
You literally walked with the gun to him the whole way and then pulled the trigger. That's premeditated.
7 times. Pulled the trigger 7 times.
7 times.
And
that's
they're
semi-automatic. Murder.
That's semi-automatic. You have to sit there and clink.
You could see him
back was turned
clinking. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's so.
So I think.
That's attempt. No, you're damn right. That is attempted
it's premeditated and
that's
attempted.
Fucked up.
If it was anyone else, like a regular person, that footage was there, they would be getting charged. The shorty that lit the car on fire and it exploded and blew her back out, she got charged with probably more than what this man.
I mean, she got her back blown out before, so it should be alright.
That shit blew her back.
What did y'all think about Homeboy that they arrested him and they got him for murder? The 17-year-old for the riots that followed this situation?
Yeah, when he shot the protesters and shit. Yeah. Fucking idiot.
I did not hear about that.
Yeah, so that night, I think it was that night or the following night, they were doing protests in the streets, and I guess they have like these motherfuckers, I was gonna say privileged, but I'll say it, privileged motherfuckers that just be showing up to quote unquote defend local businesses.
Have you seen the Nazis that come out with guns?
Oh yeah,
and shit? Like, that's very scary.
Very similar. But this, long story short, there's a 17-year-old kid out there with an AR. You're not even registered to himself. He's not even old enough to have the gun. Went out there, and I guess some shit just went down. There's video, like protesters all around him. He gets knocked down, and then he pops one protester in the head, and then he kills another one. I think he shot one more.
Yeah.
And before this, they have video of the same dude. The police officers are like, "Oh, I'm glad you're here. Thank you." They're giving him water and all this shit. And he's out here just patrolling, you know what I mean? And the way they put it in the media is, you know, he was this, what is it called? Like a aspiring police officer, not a murderer, no nothing. He literally just went into the streets, shot and killed 2 people, shot 3. And all of a sudden, he's an aspiring,
you know
Let me tell you something.
They should third world country his ass, man. Family for family, bro.
Bro, I'm gonna keep it a sec. I was surprised they even arrested him that quick because I'm like, oh, he gonna get off. They gonna get him off easy. You know what I mean? They love cases like that. You know what I mean? Oh, he's a patriot.
Controversial shit.
You know what I mean?
And the only time they put him in is when like 1 million plus people are like, yo, where the fuck is he? They're like, oh, you know what? Let's just do this.
Yeah.
Fucking bitch.
Because they feel the pressure.
Hey guys, I'm gonna get an AR too, nigga. Come see me.
Yeah. You don't want to see Jay. You want to see Jay without an AR. He be in the gym.
Go ahead.
If I try to perform surgery on somebody and I'm not I'm not a licensed doctor and I try to perform surgery on somebody and shit went wrong, they're not going to say, oh, she was an aspiring doctor and she was just trying to help. They're going to be like, this bitch opened this motherfucker up and killed him.
Yep.
That's what they're going to say. So, no, what the fuck? No, you're 17. You don't, if that gun's not registered to you, you can't use it, right?
Where the fuck did he
Because when there's home invasions and there's guns in people's homes and they use them and it's not registered, they still get in trouble for that.
It was crazy, bro.
Let's be real, and you're protecting your home, right?
But isn't that like with the stand your ground state law?
Not
but
if it's not registered to you.
Not if it's not registered?
If the gun isn't registered to you, you can't have a bunch of unregistered guns in your house.
I don't know. There was a story of this kid who a burglar came in. He shot the shit out of the dude.
Right,
dude
but
got
the
out.
gun's probably registered to his parents.
His parents or something.
That's different.
She's talking about just.
I'm talking about like if you don't have a registered gun. I mean, that's very common not to have a registered gun. Especially in certain households, somebody try to run up in your shit and you shoot them with that unregistered gun, it's over for you. Yeah. You have to shoot them with a registered gun, and if it's not registered to you, it has to be registered to somebody in the household, or somebody who's in the household like staying with you. You know, somebody gotta have claim for that gun, so where you could be like, it was the last resort. I had to use it if it's not registered to you. You know.
Yeah, Chris and I are taking classes in early September.
That's good. You should, especially in this neighborhood.
Same.
Yeah.
You know, just. Accidentally invite somebody over and say you didn't expect it, and then boom.
It's too much.
Me and all the guys,
everything is.
You have to.
Like, we're just protected, bro, because you never know what could happen. Like, for instance, like these protesters, you know, you think you're out there for the good cause, and then you're not coming home. You know, because a 17-year-old has a trigger finger.
And his parents allowed that shit.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
Or may have not even paid attention enough.
And they're saying, "Oh, he's protecting local businesses." I'm like, bro.
But I can't say through all of it. I was surprised at how quick the NBA, like Fred VanVleet and all these people, jumped on it ASAP. You know, like after the game, literally the game after, post game, he's like, "Yo, I don't even want to talk about basketball. This shit just doesn't sit right with my spirit. And if we have to sit out, we gonna sit out." And then fast forward, the motherfuckers sat out, and then the rest of the league sat out, and then the MLB sat out, and it was just beautiful to see human beings coming together and using their platform correctly. And it's critical time. This is playoff time, you know what I mean? A lot of people be like, they ain't gonna take off the playoffs, man. Fuck that, bro. This shit is more important than the sport you play, bro.
This is lives. These are people lives, who can't come back, you know what I'm saying?
Can I interject and say I really appreciate, I really appreciate them taking a stance because this was the right way to move. And I wouldn't have seen this at the beginning of the season because we wanted it to start so bad. But if you think about it, sports distracted us from it completely. So realistically, we should have never started. They should have sat out from the beginning. But, you know, you learn lessons, you figure out different ways to approach it. Like some people peep it and some people don't, or some people want to react and it takes moments like this for them to actually be like, okay, I need to. Yeah. You know, Colin had sat out before anybody. You know what I mean? And it took years for people really to follow his lead completely.
Well, that was a stat that killed, but not like fucked me up. It was literally, I think 4 years to the day. He did it in 2016. We're in 2020. To the day when they sat out. You know what I mean? From the day that Colin took the first knee, which was, you know, the first fucking wave in the movement. Yeah. To now, literally 4 years to the day. That shit is incredible. You can't make that shit up.
It's crazy, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's some powerful shit.
Sports really did distract us from all of this, and I think that's where people kind of honestly, there's so much shit going on right now that it's easy for a situation like this to get washed out, and that's why they say okay, politics basically they were like, the whole assumption is that the president wanted to be reelected and he wanted to take away people's thought process on voting and shit. So they started throwing out all the sexual predator shit, and then they threw out racism and now this COVID shit, and it's supposed to all be covers ups for everything, and then it's supposed to distract you from this and that. It is true. It is a distraction.
Yeah, everything's everything's a plan, though.
You know what I mean? And now sports became a distraction for everyone. But we realize it because now players are sitting out, coaches sitting out, reporters. Kevin Smith, that's his name, right? He walked out. Kenny Smith, sorry, whatever. That was a big fuck up, though. Kevin. You know I'm bad with names. I was like, Kevin and Kenny. Kevin. No.
I was agreeing. I just let it go.
Kenny walked out.
That was real.
But why would you go on then?
That's
why
that's
you ain't
real,
just
though.
not? Was it more of making do you think it made more noise to actually show your face and then walk out versus not showing up at all?
It was probably it was probably they literally decided not to walk onto the court literally minutes before tip off. So it's like you're NBA on TNT and y'all ready to, do the fucking thing, and then you realize and you hear all this shit going on. You don't have a game, bro. And you're on in 5, 4, 3, 2, So, because Shaq and Charles was still on, right?
No, that's what I was going to say. Shaq and Charles never showed up, so that's why I'm confused. I feel like that also played a role in why he walked out after he was there, because he probably was like,
wanted to make
they not there. I you wanted to know which way you were gonna sway, because sometimes people think that staying on and making a statement is stronger than not showing up. So maybe he was in the middle of what he was gonna do about it. But I like how he said, I don't feel right to even speak because I can't speak on how other people feel, and I don't feel right myself being here, so I'm gonna leave too.
Ernie was I respect it.
Right, he said I respect it, but I'm gonna stay here because I want to get my ass chewed out, but I'm gonna stay here. Right.
I mean, somebody got to be the voice for it. I'd rather my brothers do what they got to do, and if homeboy want to sit there, and
that's what it is. Man. You got to stand. You got to stand, bro. You got to stand. Now was the time. if you have a platform and you've been blessed to work yourself to a platform, to use it for shit like this, bro. Just to stand as human beings and to stand as one, to let them know, like, bro,
we ain't sitting for
enough is enough, bro. Like when it first came up, bro.
It was the best way though, because everyone bets on sports.
When it first came up, I was like, "There's no way we in post George Floyd, and this shit is like happening like this, flagrant like this still." This shit is never gonna happen, bro. You know how that makes us feel, just as black people, as Hispanic people, just living just regular day lives, like. Not even that, just being a human being, bro. Like, who was it? Somebody.
I'm saying your stance, the way that they were like, look, bitch, we're human beings and you're hurting our feelings and you want us to keep entertaining you.
Yeah.
You want us to keep doing what you want to be done. You want us to keep putting ourselves in positions where you could probably win money. You could, do all, like, enjoy your lifestyle. No, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm going to ruin your happiness, which is watching me play, right? So suck my dick. And I'm gonna wait.
I saw that
y'all
tweet.
Fix
it's
then
true.
It's cool.
Mm-hmm. It's like a lot of people were more upset that they didn't want to entertain them than the fact that this man was shot 7 times and all the atrocities that have happened to lead up to here. You know what I mean? The only thing that like Jay and I were discussing off mic is I don't understand like what happened in between, because once they sat out, it was my understanding that the Bucks, like the team and everybody that has to do with the Bucks, were in a meeting with like a lawyer and things of that nature to figure out like what the fuck they can do to further the movement, you know what I mean? Social justice and things of that nature, right? So, and then LeBron tweets about it. The Lakers don't play, Clippers don't play. All right, cool. We are not playing in the playoffs. We're sitting out. And then today they're like, okay, we're playing on Friday or Saturday. They haven't come out yet to say like what happened in between, because I understand that a whole bunch of different people, like Michael Jordan stepped up as an owner and spoke to CP3 and people like this, like, okay, let me be the mediator. What can we do in order to, make that next step? Because that is key. Because no matter like the players and people in general, you have power, and a lot of people they don't either acknowledge it or they don't want to use it. So this is their way of using that power. Listen, motherfuckers, we're not going to play. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? We got to come to an agreement right now so that, us as a people can move forward, because what we do, our jobs, whatever the case is,
they're vital.
There are people dying out here, bro. There are people dying out here. There's way more important things than basketball, whatever, you know what I mean? So I'm interested to see like what deal they came in with, what organization they figured out they can do, because they had, I think, 3 different meetings with the Player Association to figure out what the fuck is going to happen. So let's see. You know what I mean? Game's supposed to resume Friday, Saturday. Who knows if the playoffs, go off without a hitch the way it does. Who's to say that, something else happens and then it stops again, you know what I mean? And it gets postponed indefinitely. But I think they're doing the right thing. It's coming from the right place.
Braun said he's not playing for the rest of the playoffs.
It's a fact?
That's what he said.
That's real.
So, I personally... if we're going to continue playing the games, I don't necessarily think he needs to do that. But, if everyone wants to collectively pause, then yes, he should sit out.
This is like dribble.
I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying, like, what's better than winning?
She going to be vexed because when they come back, they ain't going to be able to play. Damn.
I'm not gonna lie, like, I mean, I fuck with it. I think that it's an amazing cause, yes, but I just feel like if we're gonna go back to playing,
yourself out of this hole,
well play. if everyone's going back to it, but either they're gonna stop or they're gonna continue. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't do the back and forth. If you're gonna make a statement, we might as well stop, like, this entire week. Yeah. Until they arrest these motherfuckers, or until you come up with that solution and then play again. But don't do the back and forth.
Yeah. But it's weird because it's like this has never happened before. So there's no clear cut like, all right, we're going to do this. This is going to be the best way to go about it. We're already in a fucking bubble. Like motherfuckers are going through mental issues as it is. We're talking about specifically in the NBA right now. Of course, we're all dealing with this. But you know what I mean. Like, there's so many different things that go into this whole pandemic bubble shit, and then this happened, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's all trial and error. So we'll see. In my opinion, whatever, like, makes the most sense and has the most taste when it comes to, like, the decision, I'm with it, man. If they want to keep on playing, whatever the case is. It just seemed weird to me that they were up in arms and then
all of a sudden
it was fine. But that tells me that something happened.
Something legal happened.
Yeah.
So contracts are probably getting renegotiated.
Right. Or some sort of organizations are getting put in place that owners are listening to the players when it comes to social injustice and things of that nature, that they can move forward, that it's not just basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's more that goes into it. Feeding our, neighborhoods or whatever the case is, or, funding different things. You know what I mean? Things like that. So I guess, as time goes by, we'll get more information on that. Because if they just decided to just play, I don't see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
We sat down for a day or two.
Each team sat out one game, right? It was 2 days.
It was 3.
Including today.
Yeah, and today too. Yeah. But I just personally feel like if they're gonna, I like that they sat out because I think it did make a difference. I mean, we all paying attention.
I'm just saying.
That's really what I was like. Oh shit, they're boycotting. I'm just saying, LeBron. If we're back in season, I just don't see why you're gonna take it out on the Lakers. You don't have
to repeat yourself. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm just saying we were in Game 5.
We heard what you said.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I do support the cause though. We were in Game 5. We were about to win. There was no game.
It's not about winning, man. It's about the long game, okay? Okay?
Yo, you guys are funny. I swear.
But we say all that to say the NBA is the best sports league out there, motherfucker.
Basically.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Because MLB, they sat down. They sat out as well, but the Yankees played the other day. I was kind of mad. You motherfuckers.
They lost, did they not?
They fucking lost.
They lost. They got their ass.
You should have sat out.
It was a fucking karma, bitch.
Fuck out, bitch. You got your ass. Look.
Karma, bitch. Coming for your ass.
Yeah.
But goes to say, you brought it up like a good point. If the NFL was going on right now, do you think they would have sat down? Would they have taken a knee?
What? That's a whole lot of white owners.
I don't
a lot
think
of black players.
No, I don't think the NFL would. I mean, they're not.
Right? That's what we're saying.
Yeah, no, I don't. I agree.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah. I'm trying to go to it. Season's about to start in September. Say it was about pausing anything.
Boom. Say this was the NFL playoffs, bro. Mm-hmm. Deep, same with NBA, and it happened.
It wouldn't happen. There'd be a couple of players that probably took a knee or whatever, but they're gonna play.
It's funny because y'all saw that Roger Goodell the other day.
It's a different way it's ran.
Roger Goodell the other day was like, "Oh, I wish I would have listened to Colin back then." Did you see that shit? The comment he made? Shut the fuck up! Shut up!
It's a fake. It's fake.
Shut up! Yo, I'm no, it's probably not the best thing.
Yeah, no, they can't see it. It's
the doubling back. It's what Jay said earlier, right? It's people take that stance. Once they see everybody's up in arms and they have no way against it, it's just oh yeah,
they
my
have
bad.
To.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, we should call them the my batters.
The my batters.
Realistically, though, the game doesn't get played without the players.
Exactly, and the game don't get watched without the watchers.
I mean, you could try, but you're not just gonna run your bench again. You know what I mean? And your bench, if your bench is out, that's the whole team. If the players don't play, the game can't continue. In any sport, the players matter the most. I know they say the money, the coaches. No, it's the fucking players. If everybody on your team gets fucking sick, there ain't no fucking game, and you lose the whole season, and you don't get nothing. Ain't no funding, sponsorships, none of that shit. Everything runs by the players. So I think that the NBA players were smart by taking that what the fuck y'all gonna do type of stance. Yeah. But where is it gonna go? Where is it gonna go?
I felt proud, dog. Just going through, it popped up on Twitter for me first. I'm like, all right, so they really boycotting. Let's get it. Once again, just using your platform, man. Just making sure your voice is heard and everybody coming together. Because that's key. You can say what you want, like Colin did, and people gonna go against you.
If you don't have backup,
that's
you
right.
didn't really have backup until what? It was the next season that people started doing it too, and it was it didn't have the same effect. If everyone would have stood, if his teammates, his brothers would have stood with him, how they needed to really stand with him, honestly, in that moment, it would have changed the whole dynamic of that, and we would have seen, everyone would have looked at it differently. But there was so much backlash because not that many people. It's never been done before. Yeah. They kind of made fun of him because they felt like it was whatever, but we seen it as a cultural people and, you know, that want this injustice to stop. Like, hey, he's doing something, you know? Like, he's making a difference. But other people that don't see it like that, other people in power, they just seen it like, well, not everybody else is standing with him. We could lose him. He's a good player, but we got another one. Facts. You know, you could replace one or two players. You can't replace the whole team. That's
a big fact.
So
that's a fact.
I think that was the key in everything going on.
That's what it comes to. Just use your voice, y'all. We all have a voice. We all have power. Use that shit. Don't be, you know, hiding in the back, in the shadows, because you think, no, bro. If people gonna feel a certain way, they're gonna feel a certain way. Word. Homie, if you want to be a police officer, be a police officer. Be the change that you want to see in the motherfucking world, motherfucker.
Exactly.
I think it's a good place to end.
Yeah.
We were gonna talk music,
but I think that was.
I
don't think we're gonna do another any more conversation needs to be had about this. But if y'all looking for a 2-beat,
I don't know if y'all gonna get it this way.
You might. We'll see.
That's what I want to see.
We'll check in.
Jay has to give us his schedule for his appointments before we can do all that.
Oh, here we go. You know.
Listen, I was gonna cut your ass up, but
why not?
You're right. Nah,
yeah, because he's a name dropper.
Here we go.
I don't drop no names. Wait, hey, run through all the episodes when I drop a name,
bro. Come on, man.
Kelly don't drop names. He clips it out when you do that. Y'all
have I dropped the name ever?
But you don't.
Huh? All right.
Listen, man. It's between y'all, bro.
Name dropper.
So we out of here. You know what I mean? Episode 119. Use your voice. Be bold. We'll see y'all next week. Maybe this week. Bye. Bye. Bye.